Hi, I'm Leanne Ely. I'm a nutritionist, a New York Times best-selling author, and some people even say I'm a life coach. I started the Daily Dish Show to share my story, my truth, and my journey to vibrancy, and to inspire others to do the same. Because it's all about grit, perseverance, and finding a way despite the odds. It's about embracing the whole woman, not just the parts that are easy to love, and feeding her heart, mind, body, and soul. But I found that this isn't just my story, it's your story too. It's go time. This is the Daily Dish.
Y'all, it's Tuesday. We're live. Catherine's here. Jocelyn's here. And our Jenny's on the other end in a new house. She's moved this weekend. She's exhausted. Keep her in prayer. My goodness, isn't it so much to move? Who likes moving? Raise your hand. Absolutely not. It's the worst. But it's so nice to get settled in, isn't it? So nice to get settled in. It's so nice to have this new house where you can put some things together. It is. It's a fresh beginning. So let's pinkies up for fresh beginnings. That's what I say. Anyway, boy, what a week. What a week. Jeanette in the house. Isn't that so lovely? Catherine is saying congratulations to you, Jenny. Yeah, I'm excited for her. This is real, lots of opportunities. She's going to do well. Anyway, very cool. And you are here and it is live and I have so many things to tell you about. And I'm so grateful for all of you that are here because ladies, my mouth's going to go a million miles a minute because we have tons of show stuff, which I'm really excited about today's show. And we have all kinds of stuff coming up too. You know about our book club. That is right around the corner. It's called Recreate Your Life. That's right, Catherine. You are right. Jenny is amazing. There's nothing she can't do. Recreate Your Life is a book club that is looking at the 4 rooms. Basically, you've heard me talk about this. We are looking at heart, mind, body, and soul. How do we move the needle? What do we need to know? Where are the experts on this? Well, you know me. I like to read. I found the books, and we're going to start. I believe it's November something or other. So you can get ready for it. All you have to do is go and get your ticket or your seat or your whatever you want to call them. Just become a member of our Recreate Your Book Club. This is our second time around. The first time was stellar. This time, the books I'm super excited about. We've got one from Daniel Amen. We've got one from Sarah Gottfried, and we've got one from Elizabeth Gilbert. Bam. I've read them all, and they are amazing. This, how it's all done and everything you can find at savingdinner.com/recreate. If you haven't done it yet, you're going to want to do this. Hello, Linda. Hello, Sue. Gosh, I'm glad you're here. So much good stuff. Our sprint guides. We're sprinting. Are you sprinting? I need to sprint. Can I tell you? We went to a wedding. That's why you had a best of last week. We went to a wedding. It was Mark's niece got married. Probably one of the best weddings I've ever been to. It was outdoors. The weather was perfect. So much great food. I mean, you could sprint on the food that they had there. But can I tell you how much lobster I ate? Girls, I ate so much lobster that I mean, my eyelids are peeling. My face kind of got reddish and kind of burnt. I was having a seafood reaction. So much lobster. Isn't that gluttonous? I'm proud of it. My eyelids are literally peeling right now. Had a great time. Gained 4 pounds. I am sprinting. Hallelujah. I am sprinting. Yes, ma'am. And if you haven't checked out our new sprint guides, they've got menus, recipes, and shopping lists to go with them. Plus, the whole experience is going to get you to this Monday night, where we are going to troubleshoot any areas that you might have. That's the new thing. So you want them, go to savingdinner.com/hub. That's where all the goodies are. All the goodies. Virginia is in the house, people. Yes. Anyway, just telling you about that. Also, here we are. It's September 11th, and I know we all have our different memories. I'm not going to tell you mine again. I'm sure I've shared it. But I just, every year when it comes, I always get this, thing. I know you do too. But just praying for our nation, praying for unity, and praying for our people. We need that right now. We just need that right now. Jane is in the house. Julie's here too. You guys, I'm so glad you're here. I have so many things to share with you today. Seriously. I'm going to want some audience participation. There's going to be some pinkies up moments. So I want to see those pinkies go up. I want to hear you yell amen. I want you to chit chat in the chit chat. Okay? Talk it up, girls. And share this video because today's stuff is just too much. Oh, and before I get into that, also, we have a mindful bundle of goodies. Wait till you see it. I'm going to show it to you. Yeah, the gang's all here, Catherine. Are you kidding? Look, for $20. I'm not kidding. I've got the Optimistic Gratitude Bullet Journal, and it has two little, this week, this month type of a situation with the bookmarks, which help you to, get through it. A weekly meditation. This is something you can color. I mean, it's so cool. And if you're going, but I already have that. Ladies, guess what's coming up? Holidays. If this were me, I would be buying these for all my besties. I'm serious because they're the coolest thing. Also, the Beautiful Me journal. This one, this is how you love yourself. It'll help you. The Calming Coloring Book. Hello. Who doesn't want that? Do you love to color? I love to color. A quote deck with a stand. And because I love y'all, Jocelyn's already doing it. She's got her pinkies up. Some Kalima sea salt. This is a finishing salt and it's delicious. Salts have different flavors. This stuff is full of minerals and what have you. It's $20. It's free shipping. Did you hear me when I said holidays? Get as many as you want. Little bundles. Anyway, I had to tell you about that. I'm really excited about it. And the free shipping. You got your Beautiful Me for granddaughters. So good, Jane. I love this. We're having an interactive time. Okay. The other thing is we're going to get our menus out early for Thanksgiving because we have our Canadian friends. We don't want to forget about them in October. So be watching for them. They'll be going out, and I just want everybody to really take a look at that. We've got beautiful pictures, photos, everything to go with it. And who knows, I might even do a cooking video or two with Caroline. Just saying. All right, the quote of the week. Buckle up, because this quote of the week is going to go with everything that we're talking about today. And I want you to really get into this, okay? Because this is juicy. It says, I want to be in the arena. I want to be brave with my life. And when we make the choice to dare greatly, we sign up to get our asses kicked. Brene Brown, of course. So today, I'm going to dare you to dare greatly. And I'm going to ask you, are you ready to get your ass kicked? Because this is the deal. I had kind of this weird moment with my, with my meditation, with my morning ritual. And it was just like, I felt like I was doing just enough to get by. And I thought, is that enough for me? Is that all I want in this life? Or do I want it all? I want to land in heaven. And I want to say to God, I left it all on the dance floor. That's what I want to do. And I believe you're here because you feel the same way. And so today I want to talk about how to design the life that you want. Because that's impeccably important. Good for you, Julie. Julie's already gotten her mindful bundle ordered. And I would strongly suggest you all do it. It's at savingdinner.com/show, by the way. I forgot to tell you where it was. savingdinner.com/show. All right. So anyway, back to this whole situation. Butt kicked. Well, we said ass is Catherine, but you're okay with that, right? An ass is a donkey. It's just kind of a slang thing. So we all have ideas. When we were little girls, do you remember all the things that we used to dream about? And, oh, we're going to do this, we're going to do that. But we always had, just these magical fairy things going on, right? I want to bring us to the place of having this notion that our dreams are just a tiny bit scary. They kind of scare us. They maybe push us a little bit to the edge. And I want you to just hold that thought for a minute and even write that down. I want my dreams to push me to my edge. But there's a prelude that goes with this. And you knew that was coming, didn't you? There is a prelude to this whole thing. You know what that prelude is? Is that you have to love and accept yourself first before anything can happen as far as designing the life that you want. And when we're talking about designing the life that you want, we're not talking about, winning, the lottery. We're not talking about, big fluffy houses and supersonic cars and all that other kind of stuff. We're just talking about the lives that would light us up, what would make things just, these are my goals. This is how I can have an impact on my people around me. This would be really cool. Those kind of things, the things that light you up, the things that make you feel good. But we cannot move forward if we're not happy with where we are right now. And I don't mean happy, but understanding that the essence of the whole thing is that this girl right here is the girl that's going to go forward and do the thing. But in order for me to go forward and do the thing, I've got to start loving myself first. I've shared this story before on how I had, a real issue, but I'm going to share it again because I think it's a really important story. And for years, I was obsessed with my weight, and it just kept going up and up, and I just kept going, kept obsessing about it, and it just blah, 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 blah. Well, finally, one day, and I was with Marla Silly, and we met in Charlotte. We went and had a dinner together, and then we went shopping. And we went, and she's like, no, this is where we're going. And we went into a Lane Bryant store. And if you're familiar with Lane Bryant, they offer plus size clothes. Well, I wasn't about to do a plus size clothes and forever had been squeezing myself into anything, the extra larges and everything else that I could find at the regular store. And I was unable to accept my size and all the stuff that went with it. And inside, the internal dialogue was just horrible. Every day, it was like that scale would tell me how I should feel about myself. I'd look in the mirror. I'd say hateful things, all kinds of stuff. Then one day when this all happened and we went into this store, I went, oh, cute clothes. And got the cute clothes. Tried them on, and then I think I shared this part with you. The sales lady came into the dressing room and she said, honey, you get a new bra, we can lift those suckers, lift those babies up and you'll look like you've lost 15 pounds. Well, that's all she had to say. But I was so embarrassed because she saw me standing there with my, I had two young teen kids, or early, almost teens, preteens, I think at that time. And she saw me standing there in my nursing bra. And she kind of had this look on her face like, for real? And the reason that I was still in a nursing bra is because I didn't think I deserved to have anything nice until I lost the weight. I was putting everything on hold because I couldn't accept where I was. Well, I bought $500 worth of stuff, or $600. I don't even know. It was the most I'd ever spent on clothes in my life, including some really pretty bras with matching panties and the whole 9 yards. And it was right then and there. It was in that dressing room with that pretty bra on and a new shirt and pants and the whole 9 yards on that I started saying, you know what? I'm all right. I feel so much better. I can accept myself. And it wasn't until I accepted myself that I could start to lose the weight, which I really wanted to do. And I could love myself through the journey instead of beating myself up. Now that's a pinky's up right there. That was a moment. And that was a learning lesson that I will never forget as long as I live. And when I find myself going back to this place of beating myself up, or you should be this further along, you should be doing this, or you should be doing that, I go back to that dressing room. I remember that sales lady, and I remember the feel. By the way, it was a red satin bra. It was beautiful. It had black lace on it and everything. It was gorgeous. And as I remember, it was like $45 or $65, which I'd never spent on my life. But honey, I was spending it. And I was so thrilled with it because of how it made me feel. And if you're taking notes, write it down. How does X make me feel? Because that's what it's all about. When we can start to accept ourselves, we can start to love ourselves. We can start to see ourselves in a different life, and we can start to feel good again. Because putting our lives off because we don't think that we're enough, and not designing the life that we want because we're waiting for something else to happen, is a recipe for disaster. It's a recipe for regret. And I don't want to see that for you. I am grateful for the lesson that I learned that day at Lane Bryant. And I share this with you because I want you to have this same aha moment. It's not worth it to push your life away so that you can have this one little thing. And that's seemingly what we do. You remember that proverb? I shared it with you that it's an Indian proverb that says every house is a house with 4 rooms: physical, mental, emotional, and spiritual. It's our full bloom principle as well. But it goes on to say that most of us go into one room at a time, and most of us stay in one room, maybe 2. But unless we go into every room every day, even just to keep it aired, we are not complete. And that is the essence of living in full bloom, is understanding we have to touch all the places. And this is the place that we need to be as women who are on a mission to have this fully bloomed life and to have designed the life that we want. It has to all come from this idea that we're going to touch every area of our life because we want to be complete. We can't do one without the other. So we understand, okay, you understand all of that stuff, of course. So what are the things that we need to do? You know, what are things that we need to do if we're saying, okay, good for you, Leanne, but I haven't had a Lane Bryant, experience. I haven't been in that dressing room. I didn't get a chance to do that. So this is what came to me today when I was having my quiet time. It's time to embrace the mess. Because let me tell you something. Sometimes people have physical messes. Sometimes we have emotional messes, spiritual messes. We have messes. Sometimes we can't get our thoughts straight. There's times where we've got conflict in our families. We've got stuff going on with friends. There's situations at work, whatever. Embracing the mess is the same thing as saying, I am enough. Because the mess is where we have to start. If we don't start with the mess, we can't move forward. If we can't look at the mess and sit in it for just a minute, we can't go to the place of self-acceptance. That doesn't mean we are accepting the mess forever and ever, amen. It means that we're acknowledging it. We're sitting in it. We are understanding that this mess is going to be a part of our journey and a part of our story, ladies. That to me is really very exciting, because if you've ever been in a place where you're just thinking, this is horrible, this is awful, or whatever, then think about what could it be like 10 days from now, 5 years from now, whatever. And what's that story going to be? The story of thriving and rising above, or accepting defeat and just sliding right under again? Those are some things that I've got that in my. I had to get a new journal, by the way, but I'm sure you're following with me. Jane says balance is an action verb. Let's touch all areas. That's so good. It is. That balance is what it gives us equilibrium. It gives us the stuff to go forward. It gives us the ability to see and to put things on an even playing field. So how do we then sit in our mess? Well, we're going to self-accept. We're going to be a little more self-accepting. And, if we can sit with our struggles and look at them and say, okay, so what are some of the ways out of this stuff? What can I do? What is beyond my control? This is the awareness coming in and sitting with us, by the way. It's not ignoring it, and it's also not micromanaging it. It's just acknowledging it and saying, okay, so what's next? It's a really good question to be asking yourself. And then the second thing that we can do is to rewrite the narrative. Do you know how much I love this? Because oftentimes what we do is we focus on those negative things and all the terrible stuff. And, well, she said this and this happened and this was all the stuff and blah, 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 blah. We have an inner dialogue that's filled with self-criticism. I could have done this better. I could have done that better. I could have blah, blah. But if we shift to self-acceptance and say, this is what happened. What can I do next again? How can I reframe this? Well, this would have been the ideal conversation. Then go have it afterwards. Maybe you write it out in your journal, and then maybe you come back to your spouse and you have that conversation. Maybe you do it with a friend. Maybe you do it with a work situation. We have the ability to do this. It's kind of almost, supernatural and powerful. But we don't. We roll around in the negativity of the whole thing, and we eat up that stuff and we repeat it over and over again. And it brings us down. It crushes our souls, and it keeps us in a place of hopelessness. This rewriting offers hope. It shows us the things that we can do. It shows us we are powerful and that we do have that ability to move forward and to figure things out, because ultimately everything is figure outable, right? It is. So, we can't fix everything and make it perfect, but we can move excellently toward a solution. If only we gave our thoughts toward that instead of all the other stuff. You following me on this? Does anybody have a pinkies up for this? This is the stuff that changes lives, y'all. The other thing is it's this little thing. It's called practicing self-compassion, right? We are our harshest critics, bar none. We can get so down on ourselves. We can get so nasty and sharp. But self-compassion is the antidote to this completely. It's treating yourself with the same kindness that you would a struggling friend, a struggling child. Think about it for a minute. If you had a child who was struggling to ride a bike, what are you going to do? Pop off with them and just say, you're just an idiot, you can't figure it out? Of course not. You're going to say, okay, let's start at the beginning. Here's what you need to do. Here's the pedals. Here's the thing. And I know they don't even do training wheels anymore. They've got those other little bikes, which I think are so smart. But you're following me on this whole thing, right? We can, we can go forward. You can keep saying to yourself, you know what? I'm enough just as I am. I am growing. I am moving forward. Keep saying that to yourself, because, it makes you feel so much better. And then the other thing that you can do, which again, we don't do, is to acknowledge our daily wins. care how small they are. A little tiny win is something that you could put on the plus side of the column. I did this. I said no to this and went for, I said no to the Coke and drank water instead. That's a win. Don't just dismiss it. Don't wait for big moments. Go for the little ones and allow the little ones to build and build and build. Because the little ones are the things that put everything over the edge. It's proof that you're growing. They just need acknowledgement and awareness. That's it. Next up is to surround yourself with affirmation. It's not hard. It is not hard. Well, we've got the quote decks for this, right? That's in the bundle that we have selling this week. We got the quote decks for that. You can write out any affirmation that you want into your journal. You could put sticky notes on your mirror, in your car, wherever it is. If you need those reminders, write them down. Put them in your own hand. I mean, it's fine to have stuff typewritten, but I'll tell you, there's something about writing something. This is important because this is, again, what moves you forward. And it moves you into all 4 rooms as well. It's your heart, it's your mind, it's your body, it's your soul. This is how we live in full bloom. This is how we accept ourselves. This is how we see ourselves as enough, more than enough, really. And this is how we start to say, okay, let's light these dreams on fire. I'm ready. So I'm excited. I'm excited to share all of that with you. I don't want you to waste any more time trying to fix yourself before you can move forward. I don't want you to do that anymore. I don't want you to say, yeah, but, and excuse everybody else because you're just sad and pathetic and you can't do it. Sit in your mess for a minute. Sit in it, acknowledge it, be there. And then say that I'm enough, even with this mess, and then start working on it. A little bit here and a little bit there. Acknowledge the wins, and that little bit that you've worked on is excellent. And it's beautiful, and it's enough because you are enough, and you are beautiful, and you are excellent. And that's all I have to say about that. All right. One more thing that I'm going to tell you, it's a little PS, and there's only one other person that knows about this, 2 other people. And that's Jenny and my friend Rhonda. My friend Rhonda Britton is going to be coming to here, Brevard, North Carolina. And I said, hey, while you're here, let's have a little workshop together. We're just tentatively putting it together, and I'm going to make it as affordable as possible. It's going to be on November 15th, I think, Saturday, November 15th. All the details we will have. I mean, it's a little past peaking season, so that, whatever. All of it's coming together. It's coming together as fast as I can put it together. Oh my goodness. If there's anything in this world that I would say is mark your calendar for this, save your money, and do it. Because Rhonda will blow you away. Saturday, November 16th. Thank you, Jenny. Jenny, if she didn't keep track of everything, we'd all be in a mess, believe me. Saturday, November 16th, we're going to do a little VIP thing here on Friday evening as well. But I just want to put that so that you can put a pin in it for your calendar, and I will give you all the details just as quickly as I can. I think it's a good date. It's going to be amazing, and I'm so excited. I mean, I just can't even tell you. That's how excited I am. All right. Thanks for joining me today. I really appreciate you greatly, each one of you. Thank you. And if there's anything I can ever do for you, or if you have a question about anything, please reach out, because we're always here. Oh, good. Jane's going to be here. Yay! I knew you'd come, Jane. I know Sue will come. I know a few people who will come. But we're still going to do Full Bloom in the summer. But I'm telling you, I could not say no to Rhonda coming out. And when you meet her at the workshop and the exercises that we're going to be doing, unbelievable. Unbelievable. Anyway, love you all. Peace be with you. Bye-bye.
Thank you for joining me today. You can find me on TikTok for daily tips to help support your most vibrant life. And remember, you are the author of your own story. Until next time.